Something here doesn't feel right. The whole issue with what went down yesterday at Congress, all the protesters, I didn't see them protesting anything. I saw them chanting every once in a while, but not really protesting, so I don't really consider them protesters. But there are some things that went on yesterday you might have caught, you may not have caught. But none of this really sits well with me. Yeah, it was horrible. It was terrible what happened yesterday. The insanity. But, well, let's take this little by little. Okay, originally I was watching a live feed of the electoral debate in Congress. And I was kind of dozing in and out. But I kind of woke up, right? And because it was kind of boring. But the thing is when I kind of woke up, I guess you'd say, 1 minute I saw Nancy Pelosi, and the next minute there was no sign of her. I mean, she just like literally disappeared. It was crazy. And then I saw, kind of a group of people starting to walk up to the podium. And, they were just the regular people who were already in there, the politicians and the other crazy people that are a part of Congress. But, next thing you know, the video went, they were like, okay, we're going to come back later on whenever all this calms down. And I'm like, well, what is calming down? I don't really see what's going on. So I went to check some of my sources, went into my RSS feeds, and come to find out that there was more than 100,000 people outside of Congress. And of course I kind of been out of the loop on this. Didn't know everything that was going on, but there was more than 100,000 people outside. And I was just like, good Lord, that's insane. And they were breaking in. So I'm just like, now that I've had some time to process all this, where did all these people come from? I mean, certainly, is there 100,000 people in the Washington area, Washington D.C. area, that's willing to rally outside of Congress to invade it? And that, I just don't feel, I'm not feeling that. Then I saw this video right here.
Sitting up on Summit, and one marked state trooper vehicle, 2 black SUVs, there's 3 state trooper vehicles escorted 4 Antifa shuttle buses right here front and center. There was actually 5 vehicles total. There was 3 up front, 2 in the back. They escorted right here, waited for them to get off their buses, and they had the state troopers unloaded and took their positions. Watch. There's that guy. He had his lights on. They were coming, and then there's the ones up front too. They escorted, and each one of those buses are labeled. They're all paid charter buses.
Look at that, bro.
Check this out, watch. Here's the black SUVs up front, and wait till you see who leads it.
Wow. They freaking brought damn Antifa here.
They escorted them here.
You've
literally.
got to be.
Lights flashing and all.
You've got to be effing kidding me.
Lights flashing.
Patriots, are you guys watching this? You guys share this video, please. You've got to be kidding me. On video.
I watched him do it.
Hell no, bro.
So he said there are buses and SUVs and stuff like that were transporting Antifa in. Now I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I'm not asking y'all to try to agree with me. I'm not trying to get y'all to do that. I just kind of want to get this off my chest because it just doesn't. None of this feels right. Then you got everybody storming into Congress. Congress is one of the most, I wouldn't say fortified, but as a norm, it should be incredibly difficult for anyone to get into Congress. I mean, it's difficult. The team up there, the security is immaculate from what I understand. I've never been there. I'm not going to pretend I have, but from what I understand, it's very heavily guarded. One of the most guarded places in America, one of the most guarded government agencies in America. And they just came right on in. They just came right on in, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Now, granted, there was more than 100,000 people, and I still don't know where they came from. I really don't know where they came from. But more than 100,000 people getting into Congress. Well, there wasn't that many people that were trying to get in, but there was a lot of people in there. I don't think, looking at from what I saw out there, well, there was just a lot of people outside, and you couldn't fit that many people inside of the building. I don't see that happening. But like I said, Pelosi just up and vanished. Now, she might have been scared, who knows what. They might have escorted her off, but I did see that Vice President Pence was evacuated, which is great. But nothing was said about Pelosi. And I'm not bashing Pelosi. I'm not saying, hey, Pelosi did this, or, she was up to something, or she set this up, or I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying it doesn't sit well with me. And then the protesters, we're going to call them protesters, but I just don't think they were protesters. The protesters, they were invading the area, but then I saw pictures and clips of these protesters walking in between the ropes in an orderly fashion. And I'm like, if there's so much chaos, why are they bothering to stay inside of the ropes? It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. But then, towards the end of the evening, once the National Guard was deployed. Once the National Guard was deployed, and a couple of other states, I think Maryland and I don't know, there was another state, I can't remember which now off the top of my head, sent in state troopers and so on and so forth to help take care of the situation, get people out of there. About that time, and they had a line formed outside of Congress and all that. They had a line, they had fences and so on and so forth. But I noticed, all the 100,000 plus people that were there in the beginning were not there any longer. They just vanished. It's weird. They just up and vanished. I mean, there was probably still a few hundred, let's say close to 1,000, maybe less. I'm sure it was less than 1,000 people that was out there at that time. But in the beginning, there was so many people. I don't know where they all came from. But at the end of the evening, it had really dwindled down. So where did they all go? It doesn't add up to me. I can't wrap my head around all of this. I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, Antifa was involved. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I've seen people say that it was staged. And a part of me wants to believe that, but I don't know if I'm in. I don't know if I'm all in on that either. But something about all of this seems a little too convenient. And I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't like where this is all going. I don't know. Give me if you wouldn't mind, give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. You don't have to subscribe. I'm not asking you to subscribe. I'm not asking you to share the video. I just want your perspective on the situation. Of course, I am Wolfie Wolverton in a confused state here at the house of Wolfie.